Linda Wallace seeks review by certiorari of an order requiring her child to submit to blood testing in a paternity action by Thomas Sykes. We conclude that the order is a departure from the essential requirements of the law and that the error cannot be corrected on appeal from the final judgment. The child was conceived and born during the marriage of Linda Wallace and Robert Wallace and is therefore presumed to be legitimate. Before ordering a blood test to identify the biological father, the trial court must appoint a guardian ad litem for the child and determine whether the blood test would be in the child's best interest. See Department of Health and Rehabilitation Services versus Privet, 617 Southern Reports, 2nd, 305, Worley versus Department of Revenue, 735 Southern Reports, 2nd, 573. Mr. Sykes argues that Mr. Wallace did not object to the blood test, but that argument overlooks the trial court's obligation to protect the interests of the child. Accordingly, we quash the order requiring the child to submit to blood testing and remand the case to the trial court for further consideration. In this appeal of the revocation of appellant's probation, the state concedes error. The state properly concedes that the failure to pay court costs imposed in a probation order in accordance with a payment schedule established by a probation officer cannot furnish a basis to revoke probation, and the probationer has the entire probation term in which to pay costs. The establishment of a payment schedule for court costs is a judicial responsibility that cannot be delegated to a probation officer. Sade versus State, 700 Southern Reports, 2nd, 126. Citation omitted. See Antoine versus State, 684 Southern Reports, 2nd, 266. No matter how reasonable the payment schedule may be or how derelict the probationer in failing to pay under the terms, to pay the costs. Certainly, in this case, the court has previously and succinctly held it is an abuse of discretion to dismiss a petition for failing to comply with the requirements of Section 57.085 without first affording to the party an opportunity to correct the deficiencies. See also Handy versus Sheffield, 751 Southern Report 2nd, 164, 165. Marquardt versus Florida Parole Commission, 701 Southern Reports 2nd, 674, 675. In this case, Section 985 addresses detention care for all children awaiting dispositional placement in any commitment program. Subsection 10A provides that the court must place all children who are adjudicated and awaiting placement in a residential commitment program in detention care. Subsection 101A provides that removal from detention care must occur within 5 days. It further provides that any child held in secure detention during the 5 days must meet detention admission criteria pursuant to this section. This sentence contains no exception for children awaiting placement in a high-risk program. Subsection 101A next addresses time restraints and the continuation of detention.